Very welcome to the SAP Business One 10.0 new release highlights. This is the patch level 2. I would like to introduce my colleague, Christian Papai. Both of us try to cover the Central European partners' needs by enablement, by technical background. Christian mainly for technical side, and me for product and other side. And these 3 sessions, today, tomorrow, and after that on Friday, we would like to cover the new functionalities and give to you some live example, the usage. And would be nice if we can get some questions or comments. That would be nice into a chat, or maybe at the end of the session, every of sessions we can discuss, so everybody can unmute the line and can ask the question, and we can answer maybe. But if you send to us a question in mail, on the next session we can discuss it. This is the first session of the 10th version overview. As you can see on my screen, this is only a how can I say, overview presentation. And this session we will discuss about the web client, the new web client for 10.0 version, and what is the new in the administration area. This will be presented by Christian. The session length roughly 1.5 hours. So the 10th version, if you would like to find a solution, I offer to you the help.sap.com, and when you go to the help.sap.com, yeah, maybe needed some refreshing for me.
You typed help.
Yes. Okay, help.sap.com. And in the help.sap.com, if you enter that SAP Business One, you can find more options, the SAP Business One maybe, or you can choose, I would like to show to you again. And if you try to find the SAP Business One, you can see more options here. And this is good because there's a lot of content that you can find on the saphelp.com, which is really open for no need as user, no need authentication. So if you go to maybe SAP Business One or SAP Business One version for SAP HANA, you can see the version. And if you see that 10th version, and you can choose the language, what we have. For sure, not every of documentation is translated, but there's a lot. So I keep it English in English at the moment. And we will discuss about what's the new document now. But for sure, you can find the highlight document here and some others. What's would be important for that. If you see this sign, this locket sign here, this means that needed as user authentication to reach the document. So let's start with what's the new document. And I mentioned at the beginning that today we will speak about the functionality, the new functionality, today the web client and plus the administration. I would like to, yeah, let's see. So this is the web client, what we have to start. Maybe I will increase the highlight. So the new web client, what we introduced to the 10th version, it's brand new, and the Java-based web client at the moment is closed, so you cannot add your web link, and we have no API for that, but we plan to do it. So we will release somehow modification possibility. But I would like to show to you now that was the general how looks like this web client at the moment with the patch level, and what's the possibilities what you can do with this web client. At the moment, you can run this web client via SQL and HANA edition as well. So almost every of customers what we have and the upcoming customers can use it, can use the web client. Okay, so this is the 10th version. This is my 10th version. I will increase. I hope it's okay. So in the 10th version, oops, not that one. In the 10th version, under the administration, you can find a menu that web client, and if you open it, you can reach the web client. And here there's an icon what you can use for web client. And if you click to here, the system start browser, the default browser, which is set up in your system. And if you choose your, as I remember, this is my, yeah, you can log in into the web client. By the way, you can access via web link this web client, so it's no need to start from the .NET client, definitely. Yeah, so this is the user interface of the web client. As you can see, this is really Fiori type, not Fiori like. This is a Fiori-based user interface, and you can see first of all a kind of overview that was the company name, and the logo of SAP Business One. You can see here the home area in which you can see your name. You can sign out if you would like. There's a possibility to find the app. The app are the titles. So if you click to here, you can see every of apps, every of ties, every of menus what you can reach on the web client. At the moment, we have the structure of the menu is relatively similar as .NET client. So you can see sales, purchase, business partners, analytics, useful links, and some user-defined menus or groups, the official name of this that is groups. So actually, and you can see here that you can add to one of the group or not on the user interface. In the latest edition, we have purchase menu as well. You cannot create purchase document, but you can review them. So you can create and review sales document. This is the reason that you can see sales quotations, for instance, and create sales quotations. So this is a separate app in the web client. Additionally, we have a business partner area, business partner menu in which you can find business partner, create a business partner, and activities, create activities. In analytics, you can find a lot of analytics. We will speak about a bit later more about that, how it looks like and what's the possibility. In the useful links, there are more useful links, but at the moment, yeah, so we deliver these useful links and you cannot modify it. Maybe in the next version we will have a possibility to modify these or add more links. And here you can find the user-defined object and tables because the web client manage this type of extensions. Okay, if we go back to the home screen, this is my home screen. You can see here the settings option for web client. And the setting option, for sure, the user account. This is my user account. And the appearance, we have more type of appearance. Everybody can check which one would be nice for him or her. And there are some display settings in which you can set up the content spacing in that case, and animation full or limited. So the content spacing that you would like to see one page only, and after that maybe not in multi-group on the same page. So it's easy to set up. This is the home, all content or only one group at time. You can set up the language, and this is totally the same setup what you can find on the .NET client. So if you set up here the language, this is aligned with the .NET client, belong or related your user. So you can set up here. Additionally, you can set up the history, and you can clear your history usage of these applications. You can set up the notifications on the web client because there's a notification area. You can see that you would like to see the notifications separately or always, and you can see that how many, what will be the days in which you would like to show the notifications. And maybe it's important, this is a special UI extension setup and general settings. This is a hint setup, so by default is on. So if you navigate on the web client, mainly in analytics and some other regions, you can have a kind of hint what you can help your work. So this is the setup, not really complicated, really easy to set up. And there's a possibility to edit the home page, and in that case, you can edit your screen. This is really obvious, so no need to explain a lot. So you can add the group, like special group. I added the purchase group. You know, this is my group, what I'm added, and I add the ties to here. What I find, and with the plus sign, you can choose the every of apps what you have in here, and you can hide a group, you can delete a group, and you can add the group as I mentioned before. And after that, when you close, in that case, you can change your home page. You can your UI. You have a My Home area here, and you can collect mainly the main ties, main apps what you would like to use. And in that case, no need to scroll down always if you would like to use something. For sure, beside this, in the home page, here there's a recent activity what you can review, and there's a frequently used activities. From here, for sure, you can access these type of activities, so no need to this is not only a review option. At the moment, I will go back. So this is the home page what we have and what we can set up. And here you can see the menu as well. You can search in the menu, and you can see every of menus, and you can start the apps from here as well. The structure is relatively same as I mentioned before, as you can find in the .NET client. Okay. This is the company name as I mentioned, and actually this is the notification area. You can set up the notification that always you can see on the main screen, or you can set up these on this way, and you can see the notifications by date and by priority, and the priority sign in color in the left side corner of the notification. So if you have an important notification, in that case, this will be red and so on. But for sure, you can drill down again from here to the notified item. Okay. Additionally, here we have enterprise search, which is relatively same than as in the .NET client, and you can see here the areas in which you can search. And if I enter the printer, for instance, this is a keyword. Yeah, printer. And yeah, you can see here the search in, but if you switch off to here, you can see a different mode, up to you. But it's relatively the same. So you can see that the printer as keyword, the system found in every of documents, and you can see here the numbers. And if we open the sales orders, you can see here, yeah, the filter option. There's a possibility to list, actually this is by name, and you can see, let's see this one, for instance, by name, the sales order. And if you choose one, you can see the list, and maybe you can choose a bar chart, which may be much more, how can I say, visible or logical in some cases. And you can see a pie chart if you think that you can link to here as well. So it's a nice option, I think. And if you would like to see the show more, you can see every of options, and you can see again the options here. Okay. So it's a bit different than the .NET Client enterprise search, but this is a really Fiori approach and not a Fiori-like. So this can be the reason of that. So let's choose the other technologies. And after that, you can see the sales orders, and you can do almost the same setup what you have here. Okay. And if you drill down to the sales order, you can see the same. And these are a document in the web client. Let's continue maybe with this, that as you can see, this is a document overview, a bit different than in a .NET client. You can see the customer, the total. There's a possibility to get a bigger screen, and you can see here almost every of information. There are some things what is missing from the web client. So for instance, you cannot use row level freight information. You cannot manage it, and there are some other things with what is missing because it's not really used, and there was a decision upfront that maybe we cannot cover every of functionality what we have in the .NET client. Additionally, there's an edit button. You can create a new sales order if you think. You can duplicate it. You can add a new activity. You can see the relationship map from this version. There's an increasing, and you can drill down for sure every of documents what we have. So it's the same. And for sure, you can have a preview, and based on the layout, but set up on, not here, maybe, which set up on the .NET client, you can see the result. Maybe in case of invoice, we have a better option I will show to you. In the grid, you can see the items. You can drill down to the items, and after that, you can see every of information what we have. For sure, here we have more, automatic connection to the Google Maps, and you can find the address here if this address is normal, and so on. Accounting information you can find here, and the user-defined fields as well. Okay, good. If we see maybe let's see the sales area here. And if I create a sales order, every of tiles you can see the numbers, what you have, sales order by you. And you can see the latest refresh. You can open the tile. And if you open the tile, open the app, you can see a grid type of approach. And in that case, there's a filter option here. And additionally, you can see your You can see your sales orders. And here you can modify the filters, with the adapt filters. And if you have any filters here, you can change with this sign, and you can delete this this sign, the filter. And if you press again the go, in that case, you can see every of sales order because there was no user signature by me in this. But additionally, you can add any of maybe document number, and in that case, you can add a specific document number of a range of the document number to here. Additionally, you can change this filter. You can adapt the filter, and in that case, you can add more filters to here. Yeah. And you can switch on as used filter here, and you can enter any of filter option to here. And in that case, you can see the grid, every of sales order, what is filtered. For sure, you can create a new one. And here you can, this is the form settings somehow, which is the same terminology in .NET Client, and you can set up that which type of column would you like to see. You can set up the kind of sorting, additional filtering, and grouping here, which may be really helpful. Additionally, you can export this table to Excel for sure, and there's a possibility to view in chart mode. Maybe it's in some cases can be helpful. You can see here, if I close, delete here, and I maybe add to here maybe the I don't know, maybe the document total, yeah. And here I add the business partner, maybe, if I found it, customer name maybe, and I change it. In that case, maybe these are the sales order structure in the specific date range. If I do the date range, you know, you can use date range, delivery date, and there's a possibility to add here, yeah, the date range. And in that case, you can have a better option here. This is a bit different than in the .NET Client. Okay, so if I go back, and let's test maybe that how can we create a new sales order. In this web client, we have a lot of functionality what we have in the .NET Client, but unfortunately the formatted search cannot work. Only the user-defined value cannot work, and it's not really adaptable, the user-defined value. And if you try to choose one of the customers here, for sure the same filtering what we have you can use. Let's see maybe the river inch, and you can add the contact person, almost everything the same. If you would like to add the date, you know, in case of .NET Client, it's easy way if you enter something, or if you enter maybe 10. Oops, sorry. If you enter 10, I have a different keyboard. Yeah, if you enter 10, was helpful. Here we have no this type of functionality, unfortunately. So actually you have to choose this one, and you can enter maybe the today. And here the grid, what you can use. The choosing option is almost the same, and you can choose more than one if you think, and select. And after that we have, and you can change the quantity if you would like, or maybe this one, 4, that's it. The pricing is the same, and the discount came from the digital core, from the core, it's okay. And after that here the new options, the add and view, because in the 10th version, this add button a bit changed, and there are more options to choose: add and view, add and create a new one, and so on. But in the web client, we have two options: the add and view, and save as draft and new. Let's do the add and view, and we have this sales order here, which I have. And yeah, this is the sales order what we create. And after that, you can use a copy too, for sure. And there's a copy from functionality additionally can work. And you can see this is open. And if you go back to here and research this one, in that case, we have 4 sales order. I have 4 sales order now open. So it's relatively easy to find how to work this logic. You know, the web client can run in Safari, Chrome, and Windows Explorer. So actually you can run on tablet, on other, maybe I think the mobile phone is too small, but theoretically you can run on that. Additionally, if we see the business partner, you can see here the business partner functionality is the same. You can see here the grid, and if you would like, you can create a new one, and almost the same content you have to add. You can add here, yeah, and you can see every of tabs to add what we have in the .NET client. And this is the back arrow, and in which you can go back. Yeah. And here you can find as well a kind of filter. And you can see here, maybe you can list every of, and there's a pre-filtering by category, and you can add the filter. And with the adapt filter, again, you can add more columns. More filter option to here. And in the grid as well, you can choose the this type of option, and maybe you can choose the account balance, and you can choose maybe the BP name. Yeah. And in that case, you can see this one. Maybe it's interesting to hear that that it's if you would click to here, you can hide. First of all, you can see the hint here, and if you switch, click more, this 3 yeah, these 3 business partners. This is detailed 3, and you can review the 3 details here, what you highlighted. Okay, so there's a possibility, and not there's no at the moment a drill down possibility, so you cannot open from here the business partner, and no possibility to go to the business partner from here. Okay. Good. The next important area, the analytics, which is relatively new. And on the .NET client, you can find the dashboard, but not really, how can I say, embedded, and a bit different mode. You can find these analytics. And this is dedicated to the web client, and we deliver these analytics. In the future, we plan to enter or develop more designing capabilities to these analytics, but at the moment we deliver as it is. By the way, this is a second patch, and we plan the next patch of 10th version in August somewhere, and we change a bit the patch name convention, because we would like to align with the SAP logic. And the SAP logic is not a patch and version. The SAP logic is the feature patch, or feature pack, or quality pack. So the next patch will be the feature pack 2008, which means that the year number 20 and 08, this is a month when we release it, and we plan to release feature pack quarterly, so 4 per year in the future. And additionally, the hotfix new name is quality pack. And if we release the hotfix, in that case, we use the same naming convention, that year and month when we release this hotfix. If we have more hotfixes per 1 month, we will find some other naming convention maybe. But at the moment, this is the new direction. And again, I would like to remind you that the 9.3 latest patch we released mid of June, which is a 14th patch, and we will stop the maintenance for 9.3 end of June this year. Okay, back to the analytics, and let's see this tie, which is a complex sales analytics, and you can see more ties here, really nice, I think. And if you go down, you can see the sales amount by year, sales and profit by month, sales amount by quarter, top 20 item sales, sales amount by sales employees, and so on. So there's more. You can go here, maybe the sales amount per year. If you click to here, sorry. After that, you can see the same option. And there's a possibility to modify if you would like to see on different way. Again, you can see the details here, and you can see that what was the main information to here, and you can use different type of chart. For sure, in that case, needed to modify somehow maybe the other, I mean, maybe build to country. I hope I have more. Yeah, and in that case, but it's not really readable. Yeah, so in that case, maybe, yeah, it's there are some changes, but actually the plan is that we can use these ties, and you can see here in smaller mode, you can use here the detailed collection, and after that you can see the details here, and you can review the sales amount by year, and here some others. I think the best way, if you can use as it is this type of analytics. For sure, we will have a designing tool for that in the future. Yeah, okay. Additionally, there's a possibility to edit at the moment, but it's only rewriting. And you can modify some things in it, but you can change maybe the x-axis, and you can choose something on this in that case, and you can copy this style as your private, like save as, and you can create a new one with it with some modifications. Yeah. Okay, and you can finish the editing. So there's a possibility to edit these ties, these analytics, and you can create a new one, which is a kind of clone of the original one, and you can change some things. And you know the view, what is the basic of this analytics for sure. In some cases came from the HANA view. This is a HANA edition, by the way, what we introduced to you. Okay. The next one, which I would like to mention, the useful links, what you can find here. There's a user guide, what you can link, and if you link it, after that you can get the web client user guide, the roadmap of Business One. Hopefully will run. So actually needed a authorization for that. I have no on this server. And the customer influence, if you would like to add the new functionality to here, and there's a training what you can use as useful links here. these are the trainings. It's not highlighted on the screen. And additionally, not Spanish. You can see these. Learn Business One, webclient.com, and we will have more content hopefully sooner on this page. Good. Additionally, if you create on the .NET client user-defined table, user-defined objects, you can find here them. I will switch off user-defined objects. We have some here, and you can manage it. So it's you can build up the user-defined objects to here, and you can manage them. And we have a possibility to manage the user-defined tables as well. I created this purchase group, but if you would like, you can do, and you can add to here the purchase information, maybe the purchase invoices. And after that, when I exclude myself from here, you can see every of purchase invoices here, and you can see the purchase invoice in short way, and you can see after that the bigger option of purchase invoice, because this is the partner. And if I go back, maybe it's easier to hear. But actually, you can put the purchase apps to any other homepage, to the My Home or any other, but you can create a new group for them. Okay, so up to you how many new groups to create, and these new groups can be seen on or by your user, and user by user you can create new groups. At the moment, we have no possibility to manage for a group of users kind of setup. So it's good to know if you would like to modify in case of bigger number of the persons. In that case, you have to do it one by one. Okay, I think this is the web client. Do we have any question in the chat?
We have one question, and
yes.
The question is why there is no content management system in the web version?
What does it mean, content management? You mean that what would be means? Do you know that content management, what would be mean?
Katarzyna, it would be very nice if you can unmute yourself and you can ask this question directly.
Who asked it?
Katarzyna, okay. Maybe it would be nice if you can come to the call and then we can discuss it. The next question, did we can still use transaction notification for blocked transactions?
The transaction notification run when you add the document or before, you know, and this work in the web client as well, because the web client via service layer use the original digital core, and in that case the transaction notification can work and can use it. For sure, you have to design in a storage procedure area in the HANA Studio, or in the SQL case in a management studio. Yes?
Yeah, the next question is...
No need to install the... Yeah, okay, next question. Yes, Christian?
From where the installation of the web client can be started?
No need install, because you can find in the normal client. And actually, if you would like to start the web client, you can easily use this B1. You know, this is the address of the server and webx and index.htm. But everything is described in the documentation here. If you would like to get it, you can find on the partner edge, but these are the useful links and user guide. You can find everything here to describe, and this documentation you can find in the partner edge portal as well, and in the help content help area what I showed to you before. Yes.
Csaba, if I may extend, then I would say, okay, there is a server component required to run the web client, and this is part of the server tools installation. And on the SQL level, you have separated the component installation, what needs to be executed in order to have it available later on directly from the web page. But everything is described in the administrator guide. It is a little bit different in Linux. I would say it's more easier in the Linux, and in the Windows environment, you will need to find that specific installation. But this is coming together with the Business One product install or upgrade CD, and you don't need to download something else. It's there.
Okay. The next one that can we use price list and special prices in sales order? Yes. So actually the whole logic should work in it. I mean, what we have. So I mean that the system will offer to you the right price, what you set up on the .NET client, even if we have no possibility to access this area in the web client. Browser access service in the cloud version.
Can I take this question?
Yes.
The browser access is something else than the web client. And basically, the web client is natively built for web. On the other hand, the browser access is running, is just rendering the Business One client. Then the browser access service has much more objects covered because it is covering almost everything from the Business One client. On the other hand, the web client is natively built for web, and this is requiring to have less resources at the end, and there is no need to scale up the terminal server to run the web client because it's a very small and tiny solution.
By the way, originally there was an idea that beside the web client we cancel the browser access options. In the first edition or 0 patch there was no, but after that in the first patch during the early adopter curve we introduce again the browser access option. The data ownership, you know, actually we use the service layer to connect the Business One. Christian, are you familiar that the service layer can cover the data ownership functionality? I'm afraid there are some missings in it, but I'm sure that I have to check. Irina asked that can we support the data ownership in web client?
I'm not pretty sure, and I cannot answer right now for this question.
Yeah, it depends on the service layer. So we use the service layer and as connection layer. And I think there are some support because in the B1 Sales mobile application, we can manage some data ownership, but I will cross-check it, and the next session I will answer the data ownership answer to Irina. Yes, it runs from web browser to locally. Yes, exactly. So no need to install anything. You can access via web link, and that's it. So only the possibility to access your server. Christian, do we have information about the port, what we offered, or what's the logic behind it?
Basically, it is using this default HTTPS port. It is 443, but this is a customizable port. Then you can change it based on your needs.
Thank you. Do you plan to create some kind of API for the yes, Christian?
There is a lot of discussion, proof of concept, and heavy development work nowadays on the extensibility topic for the web client, because at this round we do not have it, but this is a must-have in the future. And we would like to have a really 3 layers of extensibility for the API, where the lowest level would be able to touch the user interface, customize the user interface, and the highest level, I would say, it will just bind loosely coupled solution which is running outside of the environment. Then yeah, there is a couple of development effort right now to make some APIs to have it fully customized.
Okay. Lucas asked that what about FMS in web client? Lucas, help us. What does it mean, the FMS?
Formatted search, I guess.
No, I mentioned at the beginning, because this is maybe the maiden name of this functionality. The new name is user-defined value. But based on my latest knowledge, what I asked from the development, we cannot use the user-defined value, and we have no plan. They think that it's, they mentioned that on web client, it's not really logical to use. I don't want to comment this, but this was a feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as we would have some kind of API, some extensibility for the web client, yes, there will be really not a challenge to have some kind of formatted searches on top of the environment, and you will be able to build it. But on that level, I would say it would be, maybe it would be not a very consultant-based activity, but more development-oriented activity. But we will see.
Yes, Marek asked that what about the layouts? So actually, if you open a sales order, there's a possibility to preview. But we have no any option to choose. So actually, you have to customize that which one fit for the customer or user, or in general to the company. And after that, you can see in the next tab or new tab this layout. And after that, you can manage it on normal way. So the system will create a PDF based on that. And after that, you can manage it. Okay. Yes, next one.
Web browser compatibility. We have a complete documentation about it. It is also mentioned in the admin guide.
Yes.
And also in a special SAP note. The Chrome is the default browser and Firefox is supported, but I'm not pretty sure about the others.
I based on my test, if you use Windows Explorer, in that case, maybe when you start the web client, you cannot choose the company. So I think the Chrome looks like the best one, and the Safari maybe, if you would like to run in other device. Yeah, what else? What web browser do you recommend to use? Chrome? Yes. The Chrome is, does web client support electronic document framework? Theoretically, yes, because in the background, we connect to the Business One via service layer, and the service layer use the official function of the marketing documents. And if you create a new sales invoice, in that case, the electronic document framework should run, and in the background should do everything which we need for some reasons. So I think yes, should work on that, the electronic document framework, and additionally the top of functionality, like in Czech Republic and in Slovakia and in Hungary, the special content.
But maybe the user field, maybe that specific fields which is required for the electronic communication would be not available on the web client.
Yes.
But this can be reviewed directly in the Business One client, because not all the localization requiring to having that, and that's why it might happen.
Yes. Okay. Somebody said that we'll try in Vivaldi. Okay, let's do it. Custom localization, I think you mean about the language, but we have no language modification option. So at the moment, this is closed. I mean, kind of black box tool. But maybe in the future, we will have some UI modification possibilities, but not via custom language tool, because it's absolutely independent from the custom, the normal .NET client UI capabilities and details.
Yes, and we have 27 languages at the moment for a web client. But again, as soon as the API, the extensibility would be there, then this would be not a challenging stuff.
So at the moment, we have no communicated, based on my best knowledge, roadmap for web client. We have roadmap, which is modified nowadays, but we have no specifically, as I remember, more detailed in the roadmap. We try to ask for the next session something from the dev, that what can we communicate, but actually is always tricky, because we can, so we cannot commit everything what we have in the roadmap in general. This is the answer to Irina. Yeah. Okay, looks like we have no other questions. Christian, sorry for this a bit longer. I will.
No problem. And maybe I can extend. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Basically, this is the admin guide for patch level 2. And as you can see, we have Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari supported. And the Vivaldi is not listed there anyhow.
But maybe work. Only 2 questions,
maybe
because
work.
I would like to answer really shortly. We have no payment manage, only the sales purchase, but we have an analytics on the web client. That would be nice if we would have this functionality, or you can add your loosely coupled solution to the web client as a tile. And in which language is written? Java language. Am I right, Christian? But you are the technical more than me. The web client language
it's a Java package, but we are using also some HTML, XSL, and so on. Then it's really complex, and finally the final output should be, as we should use the JavaScript, and at the end Node.js and such kind of fancy stuff to have the extensibility. But this is still in the development phase right now.
Okay.
Good. If there are no questions, then let's move to the next topic area, I would say, and this is the administration. And my base notes are located in the what's new document, because usually this is the place, this is the document where we are including all the important feature which is coming with the specific release and patch. And let's have a look first of all to the new localization stuff, because this might be relevant for Europe. First of all, a new localization for the United Kingdom was released, and this is because the Brexit. The Great Britain is leaving Europe and European Union. In this case, it is essential to have a dedicated localization for them. And basically, this is a one-to-one copy with the existing one, but where the not mandatory services like the standard text reporting are not included there. In this case, if you will go to the Business One and if you want to, okay, let me open once again my remote desktop connection. In between that I had been kicked out for the security reason. Let me start the Business One client, and if we will start to create a new company database, then let me go to that screen. As you can see, now we have the UK International and Republic of Ireland. This is the old UK localization, and we rename it as an international because this is usually used for the new customers which are not having his own localization, but they will be able to still use it. And the second one, which is for the UK, is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And this is that specific new localization, which is meant for the Brexit process. And the new customers would be able to use this specific localization. That's it about the new localization, but there is no significant difference. Just the electronic card services are not set by default. What's up next? The next topic is the Office 365 integration. Basically, if you have some kind of Office 365 subscription, then you can bring this subscription with you to the Business One as well right now, and you will be able to use that Office and Excel reports and view the specific outputs in the Word and Excel directly in Office 365. There is a very nice video guide uploaded for YouTube, and you will be able to find out how this connection details can be set. But moreover, if I would log in back to the Business One database, then we can have a look how it is look like. Okay, then if I would go to the system initialization general settings, then I'm able to decide whether the local Excel installation, no local Office installation, or the OneDrive should be used. For this Office 365, the OneDrive needs to be assigned, and you will be able to navigate to the configuration site to bind your user account directly to the Office 365 account. And here on that specific page, you are able to change the templates for specific document type, and yeah, you can play with it here. I'm not going to detail how to do the setup, but instead of that, let's have a look how we can consume this service. Basically, if I would select any kind of document like a sales order, and if I would, sales order has some issue, purchasing, then let's export it to the Microsoft Word. And instead of creating that Office file directly on local PC, it will use the engine of the Office 365, and it will connect via the APIs to the Office 365, and it will make this document available directly online. The same policy appears also for Microsoft Excel, and if you are wondering whether the Microsoft Outlook can be used as well, that I have to say, sorry, it is not working right now because the Microsoft Outlook 365 is not integrated into the Business One at the moment. Well, then let's move to the next topic. And I'm having some issues.
Two questions, Christian, to hear that is there any possibility to integration for emailing in Office 365, and what about the calendar synchronization?
As I mentioned before, the Outlook is not integrated yet. Only the Office, only Word and Excel. In this case, with this specific patch and release, you cannot use the Outlook integration for Office 365.
Okay, thank you.
What's next? As you can see, with each major release, we are coming with the new skin, and this new skin, which had been released in version 10, is called Deep Belize Deep, and basically it's a new skin, which is fully compatible with the 4K monitor resolution. And this is a new enhancement because now more and more hardware monitors and laptops devices have 4K resolution, and with this specific new skin you would be able to use the advantage of 4K resolution. Approval process. Now you can enable and authorize to update the document in draft that are on pending status. This is also a new feature which was introduced in this patch. And the next topic is the printing preferences. It means you can send an email or print the service call, and you can export it immediately to the PDF. And this feature was also not available in 9.3. The next topic is what had been changed in version 10 is the authorization. Now the authorization might have a different, deeper loop directly to the specific business objects, like the business partner or the item master data. And if you will go to the authorization section, let's select one of the users, and let's select also the inventory, item master data. Now, as you can see, that each tab which represents the item master data, now it is included here also in the authorization section, and you are able to manage the access to each specific tab on the item master data and also the business partner master data. Then this is the enhancement. Posting periods. In the posting periods, now it is possible to do the sorting. Now it is possible to set the due date automatically, or even you can use the finding fields in the first column. And unfortunately, the posting periods was not very intuitive and was not using all kind of feature what we are using in Business One. But this had been solved directly in version 10, and now you can sort by the period name, by the period status. You can really do the finding based on the first period. For example, let's search for 2019. The finding is there, and now it is having a better user experience. Display usernames. Now the usernames is also displayed for the add-on and license administration. Let's have a look how it looks like. Let's go for license administration. And as you can see, Beside of the user code, the username is there, and it helps you to identify who is that specific user, especially if a very generic user code is used, for example, user 10, then you cannot know what is the exact user who is using that. But now the username beside of the user code is available here, and it's much more easier to really specify whether you are working on the right user or not. And this specific enhancement comes into the license administration and also to the add-on administration section. Screen displays. The following screens is now supporting the full screen mode. For example, the general settings. It had his own form size, and it was not possible to move it to the full screen mode. But right now, this had been changed, and in version 10, the full screen option can be used for the specific forms in SAP Business One version 10. The next enhancements is to hide the toolbar. Let's have a quick look. The toolbar is located here, and if you don't need it, then you can easily hide or unhide, and you will have more space on your screen. And that's it. Authorization groups for price lists. And now if we would go to the price lists, then as you can see, some additional the groups has his own authorization right now, and you can implicitly tell whether that specific user has access to that specific price list, because the price are very sensitive for each company, and also this is the way how you can manage the authorization on the user level as well. I skipped the change user switch company option. What happened here? We have right now, especially in this release, it is not highlighted there, but let me go for another localization like Netherlands, and I would be able to share how that specific switch company looks from the user perspective. As you can see here in the upper menu, you have the company name and the username, and if you would click there, then immediately the change company, the choose company form would appear, and you would be able to switch the company to back. Okay, live collaboration history. A live collaboration, it's a chat tool, and now it is possible to clear the history. How to do that? You will need to go to the tools, to the live collaboration and conversation cleanup, and you can set the date. For example, if I would select here 1st of May or end of April, then all the conversation would be cleaned up till this date. External calculation of the VAT. More and more customers and localization has a need to override the tax amount field in the Business One for sales for AR documents, and this specific need was fulfilled by the via the DI API and service layer, because this is the place where the tax calculation can be, for example, sent over to the external tax services, and retrieving the information back, you can write the tax amount directly via the DI or service layer. In order to work with this feature, you will need to enable that on the company level. And if we will go to the company details, system initialization, company details, and accounting data, if you will allow the tax calculation, you will need to tick this specific entry. And based on that, if you would like to change the tax amount for that specific document, you will be able to do it. So if this tick box is not checked, then of course the DI API will, or the service layer will refuse this operation. What else? Multiple scheduling for service calls. Now it is now there is a checkbox for service call, and you might have multiple scheduling, and this needs to be set on the document settings level. Not that one, I'm sorry. Document settings, you will need to find the service call, and in order to have multiple scheduling, you will need to enable this specific option as well. Let me check. I think I'm done. We have checked the major enhancements for version 10 in terms of the administration. In this case, we can move back to the chat and let's see whether we have any kind of questions.
No, I answered everything. There was a question that was the case with the Outlook integration in case of web client or in case of 365 integration, but this is different one. So actually, is at the moment we have no plan for that. Irina asked the tax amount in sales in editable in DTWV as well. I think yes.
The tax amount, okay. The DTW using the API. In this case, if you will retrieve the latest template, which is generated based on the actual schema of that company database, then this field should be there. If not, then you can extend it. But generally, this should work because the DTW is using the API. French localization.
In the how-to guide, you can find the localization in which.
Yeah, I have it here.
Yeah, in European Union. Mm-hmm.
In EU, it means yes.
Okay. Okay, any other question? Looks like we have no. Then we will release the recording to every of invited person, and tomorrow we will speak about the next topics. Tomorrow we will speak about the sales purchasing and service and financial management and project management, and as I remember, maybe the inventory and distribution as well. So we would like to do on this way to show the new functionality and comment maybe and discussed with you that was the possibility. And additionally, we try to collect some information about the planned developments for web client. So what can we wait in the upcoming versions for that? we try to collect some info about that. Okay, so thank you for coming, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Christian, some comment from your side?
Thank you very much for being here. If you have any additional questions, just prepare it for tomorrow, and we will continue tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day. See you tomorrow.
Bye.